This is another relatively basic shoulder exercise using the handle bands. Kind of like the ones where we're lifting straight out to the side. You're going to step inside the band, go about shoulder width apart, and then just going to push straight up. Okay, start from here, and then just push straight up with both. Okay. An alternative to this would be to do just one at a time. Sometimes I do that if I'm doing a little bit heavier weight. I'm just going to do both of them at the same time for now. There's three, there's four. I'll just do five. Um, and then I'll show you one at a time. It definitely does feel different if you do just one at a time. It seems like you can get just a little bit more of an extension, and you also feel it a little bit more in your sides, like in your obliques or whatever you call the side of your abs. You do feel it a little bit more when you're doing one at a time. I'm going to show you one more thing that has to do with the handle band, and that is if you have more than one band on here, I'm going to give you a little trick for making sure that when you lift up, you're not twisting these suckers because that will cause a little bit of a problem. So I'm going to put an extra 20 on here. Ooh, tough guy. So I have a total of 70. All right, so I have two bands on here now. If I were to step inside of this band, I think you can actually see the band. What if I can move back a little bit so you can see the band a little bit better? Not that it matters that much, but if I step on both of these, making sure that they are kind of like flat on the ground when I step on them. Now here's the problem. If I have them flat like this, and then I turn and bring them up to this level and then start pushing up, this actually twists the bands. Let's see if you can see this. And this is actually kind of a heavy weight, so I might just go down to the 10 instead. But these are twisted, and you don't want them to be twisted because that causes extra resistance, and it's really kind of hard to control if that happens. So, as part of your setup, if you're ever using more than one handle band at a time, I want you to take your bands, and before you start your exercise, put them in toward your body one half of a turn. Okay? So you're actually starting out with them twisted a little bit, but then when you lift up, you're going to be untwisting them. Okay, so I'm starting with them twisted by turning them in one half turn toward my body. And then when I lift up, at this point, oh, this one's actually twisted. Theoretically, they won't be twisted when you do this. Okay, so you're lifting up. Oh, that's too heavy. But just a little trick. If you ever are using more than one band, make sure that you start out by turning in one half twist. Kind of like you do with the regular bands, where you have that little twist before you start. You want to do the same thing with the handle bands. I